For our daily Bible reading today, I encourage you to read John chapter 2. In John chapter 2, we see the first sign, the first miracle that Jesus performs in John's gospel that helps lead to people believing that he is the Son of God or the Messiah. It's known as the wedding at Cana, the story, and Jesus turns water into wine. You may have heard this story before. When we did our pilgrimage trip to Israel and Jordan back in 2011, we went to Cana, and we actually went to the church that commemorates this miracle of Jesus turning water into wine. But there's a couple things I want to focus on this morning. And first of all, there's a formula for miracles in John's gospel. And did you know that? And the formula for miracles in John's gospel is you start with whatever you have. And I'll try to say more about that. But our verse for the day actually goes back, and it's before Jesus turns the water into wine, in verse 5, where his mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." I think we could have some good Christian t-shirts and bumper stickers that are just quoting Mary in that verse, right? You want a good guidance for your life? Do whatever he tells you. Do whatever Jesus tells you to do. And we know what Jesus tells us to do because we have 4 gospels full of him telling us what to do. It's not that most of us don't know what to do. It's that we don't do it, or we don't do it consistently enough, or we don't follow through with it. But it's really a great way to frame my life, my behavior, my choices. What should I do in this situation? Do whatever he tells you to do. And in this case, that means for the servants that there's these 6 stone water jars for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. And Jesus tells them to fill them with water. And they did what Jesus told them to do and filled them to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the chief steward." And again, the servants were obedient to what Mary had told them, and they take it to the chief steward. And the water became the best tasting wine that he had ever experienced. And so this is the first of his signs that Jesus performed that revealed his glory and led his disciples to believe in him. So 2 things I want you to remember from the miracle of water into wine at Cana of Galilee is that in your own life, often every miracle, this is another thing I'll say about miracles, every miracle begins with a problem. So just because you have a problem is not a reason to give up hope or to believe that God can't do something. Every miracle in the Bible begins with a problem. If there wasn't a problem, if there wasn't a lack, there wouldn't have been any miracle. So start with what you have. What resources do you still possess? And in your choices, your decision making, and your behavior, in your speech, strive always to do whatever he, Jesus, tells you to do. Be as faithful as the servants, and who knows what God might do.